This is a map of Washington, D.C., and in this video I am going to be talking about John Wilkes Booth and pretty much the course, the route that he took after he shot President Lincoln in April of 1865, along with some of the stops that he went. So first off, as you can see right here, is Ford Theater. I'm hoping that comes in clear. This is where he shot Lincoln. And as you can see, the blue line coming down here, first stop he makes is Mary Surratt's house. It's actually in Clinton, Maryland. And here, this is where he picks up his weapons and stuff, guns and other things that he might need. He doesn't really go into the house. He just stops in, and one of his companions knocks on the door and asks for the weapons. And from there, basically, after he shoots Lincoln at Ford Theater, after he jumps off the stage, he pretty much injures his leg. So he pretty much, by the time they get to Surratt's house in Clinton, Maryland, he doesn't get off his horse because his leg has been bandaged up and stuff. So after stopping at Surratt's house, they travel down to Dr. Samuel Mudd's house. Here, his companion knocks on Mudd's door in Waldorf. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. And he basically tells Samuel Mudd, "Hey, my friend's foot, his leg's injured. Can you take a look at it?" So they help Booth get off the horse and take him into Dr. Samuel Mudd's house. So if you give me a second, right here, this is the couch that Booth sat on. I'm hoping that comes in very clear. So this is where Dr. Samuel Mudd, this is the room that Dr. Samuel Mudd examines Booth's leg. And then they take him up to an upstairs bedroom. They carry him up to an upstairs bedroom and removes his boot. See if I have a picture of it. No, I didn't. Right here. Yes, this is the bed that Booth lays on. And Dr. Samuel Mudd removes the boot to look at it more closely. Now, Booth and his companion spend a night here for like one night. And then in the morning, basically, after Mudd finds out what happened, tells them to leave and don't come back. So from there, they travel down to the village of this village right here. I'm hoping that comes in clear. The camera's not really focusing up very well. So, village of Bryantown, I think that's how you pronounce it. And from there they travel down to St. Mary's Church and Cemetery. As you can see, the route that they're taking. Then over to Rich Hill, Samuel Cox's house. Sorry, down to where they get to the Potomac. I do apologize because, trying to focus this. Now, crossing the Potomac was a little challenging because here is where they stayed for several days at the crossing of the Potomac. And on some nights, one night they tried to cross over, but actually end up back over here. So eventually they do come down, go to Mrs. Queensberry's place, which is now privately owned. Then all the way down to right here where the Garrett's farm is. This is where, this was the final shot. This was where Union soldiers who were out looking for Booth eventually catch up with them and kill them. They pretty much light up the barn and try to like smoke him out to get him out. His companion leaves actually before they set the barn on fire. Now, unfortunately, one of the soldiers hunting Booth shoots him, and then they drag him out, and a few minutes later, Booth dies. This right here, I'm hoping that you can see it. I'm going to try to, I might move down. Here are some of these are the conspirators. Here we got Booth right up here. Right there, there's Booth. This is Payne, George Atherot. That is David Howard. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. This was the companion that was riding with Booth throughout his journey to escape soldiers that were hunting him down. So that's him. Here we got another man. I'm sorry, I'm not sure who he is. This man is Edward Spangler. He was at the Ford Theater. This is the gentleman that held Booth's horse while he went into Ford Theater to shoot Lincoln. And right there is Dr. Samuel Mudd. And here's two other gentlemen here. If you can make out their names, that's great, because quite frankly I'm having a hard time making them out here because the print is so small. And right smack in the middle is Mary Surratt. Now Mary Surratt is the only woman who was hanged at the trial. As you saw my 2 reviews of the 2 Lincoln movies, I have talked about that. So, yeah, she was the only woman hung after the trial. I mean, there had been many other women hung throughout American history during the Salem witch trials, but she is, out of all the gentlemen, some were sent to prison, like Dr. Samuel Mudd and Edward Spangler, but she, along with 3 other gentlemen, Surratt, Powell, and I believe Booth's companion here, were all hung, while these other 4 down here were sent to prison. So this here, pretty much more gentlemen. At one time, as you can see here, some of these men weren't involved in it, but somewhat involved in another plot. This gentleman right here beside this gentleman right here that I'm focusing on, as you can see, David Harold. That's it, David Harold was the gentleman that was with Booth. That survived, that went with Booth on his run. And here's some more pictures. Lewis Powell. Here we got another gentleman. Like I said, like some of these names are like so faint that I can't make them out, but I'm just showing them off. Here is John Surratt, who is Mary Surratt's youngest son, who was someone involved in an early plot. And one of their early plots was to basically kidnap President Lincoln during the war, and that was that they wanted to try to release Confederate soldiers. Say, we'll give you back your president if you release our soldiers that you have in prison camp. Well, unfortunately, that plot failed. So that's basically, and that's why Booth went to the alternative. Okay, I am going to assassinate President Lincoln, and once he finds out that he's in Ford Theater in April of 1865, that's the plan, and then some of his co-conspirators set out to pretty much get rid of our government. So this is the route that it took with David Harold, and right there is the final spot that Booth and Harold wind up, Garrett's farm, where supposedly, I'm saying supposedly, John Wilkes Booth met his end. I know this video is a little long, but I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed the history of the route that John Wilkes Booth has taken, and hope that you learned from the route. Basically, if you do get a chance to hit down in Maryland, go visit our capital, I highly recommend take the route that Booth took. Go visit Ford Theater, go visit Mary Surratt's house, Dr. Samuel Mudd's house. They are great. As of right now, I have not seen some of the other places that Booth had gone to. I have just been to those 3 places, and all 3 places were very interesting, and I enjoyed myself in each place. So I'll see you on my next video. Bye.